And that's not a bad thing.
Oh no, she called me Mr. Wiley. Morning, Anthony.
I like some coffee cups.
Morning, Keyshawn.
Coffee cup. Morning. My God, guys, I think I'm gonna have to go get my glasses. I can't usually see just fine.
Ryan Bartimaeus.
Good morning,
Old people.
Shonda. Good morning, Derek. Oh no, you guys.
Open thy eyes.
Yesterday you messed me up.
That was the Lord.
Hey, raise them high.
The Lord did that.
Yeah. Welcome.
Welcome.
It's the Monday Morning Minute. I say a minute. It is a minute. We are late.
Sleepy.
No, I'm sleepy.
I'm sleepy. It's a late night.
It's actually been a long time since I had after church. And we had a meeting, so that just kind of really.
And I had really. But anyway, good morning, Monday with the Moors. I'm Terrence Moore.
I'm Cheryl Moore, and welcome.
Don't forget to share this. Share this on your social media. Share this on your social media. Share.
Tea, milk.
Oh, Lord. Look, she talking about it yesterday. Oh, my gosh. What a service. Go ahead.
I do life updates.
No, because this is a life update. You like, the Lord knock you out.
I do life updates. Come on, we got to get to the cancer story. Gosh, I hope I don't cry today. My vision is still not refocused quite yesterday.
Oh, blame yesterday?
Oh, Jerry Ann, I love you so much.
What's up, Oak?
So, life update. Things have really shifted in our world, going as pastors, everything else, really being focused in setting order, I think, and setting government and building infrastructure in every area, every dimension of our life has been an incredible journey. And it's something amazing to behold in the quickness and how swift the instructions can be in your life. So I encourage all of you, one of the biggest poisons that have wrecked me and wrecked Terrence too, definitely wrecked both of us, is procrastination. And, procrastinating on things that should have been done, and then dealing with the consequences and the outcomes of those things and how they affect other people too, just because you delay a decision because you can't make a decision. And I'm usually pretty okay with making decisions, but I can tend to be gentle at times when it calls for it to be aggressive. So just happy about that. It is now October, so we are in the last quarter of the year. And, I would just say really contemplate and build a vision for who you are as a person.
Absolutely.
Yesterday, we have an amazing service. Just being reminded that we're all winners, I thought was incredibly strong. Very strong reminder, song of the Lord, just being winners. We are all winners, even if we're, may not have the greatest success in certain things, we're all winners. So anyway, that was great. Yeah, I did. I barely ever get knocked out on my feet by God, but I believe as He spoke to me so clearly, I just had a really long day, just even in my age of being seasoned, you need a time where God just does a reconfiguration of who you are. And in my mind and in my eyesight. And that is something that has been long overdue, because doing the same thing over and over again does not equate to excellence in areas that you think you're strong and you're weak. and compromising. Sometimes we call it compassion, but it's really compromise. And I just had to face some hard realities of things that I've compromised in areas of my life. So cool up, like our kids are doing well. TJ is bumping for homecoming, I think, week at Kentucky. And so, yeah, I think we're doing well. Good morning, Teresa. Safe travels to you.
I hope you're not driving and watching
driving this. On the live. So, yes, it's an amazing day to start knowing that I'm a winner. And hey, if you're listening to this, why don't you put and write that declaration if you can and not driving and breaking the law. Why don't you write in the chat box, I am a winner. I am a winner and you're a winner, and make sure that
I am a winner.
We are winners. And so to make sure and encourage yourself that you're a winner. Leading into our story of when Terrence had cancer, and Terrence had cancer, and I told y'all I'm gonna try not to tear up, but first I got to get the vision right. Man, I'm like about the call. And I think we dropped off the story where, the process of him with the bone marrow and the pain, and my not being able to go in the room. Thanks, Teresa. You are a winner. And I tell you what, seeing your loved one go through and knowing what's going on, and then you are, Elena, an amazing winner. Go through such pain of the process before he even starts the treatment. And I think that goes on in our life.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Where he had not been numb that well they couldn't.
Right.
Unless
it would have delayed the process.
It would have delayed the procedure. And to know and not be able to do anything, it's a painful thing. And you put that in a spiritual context and it makes it even harder. But it's necessary for their good long term, that it's necessary for that person to go through that painful process, that whatever, that's a part of the treatment that will bring a cure to whatever has been ailing and whatever has been kind of that cancerous form in your life. And no treatments are pleasant. Sometimes we take medicine and it tastes terrible, but it's necessary. And we have to endure that.
Absolutely.
So we are on our anniversary. On 2008, April 17th.
While launching a church.
Planning
to
launch a church. And he is diagnosed with stage 3. And I tell you, I can't be crying every live. To wake up to a miracle every day, no matter how irritating it could be. Man, I tell you, people, that when somebody says they need a year of chemo and then another 6 to 8 months of radiation, he was going to have extreme weight loss. He did lose his hair
and be bald.
His hair wouldn't grow back. I tell you what, we went through the process, and that day was a hard day. Our family wanted to come up right away.
We said no.
We asked them to wait because it was so much to bear, and it was very overwhelming.
And we had to prepare. You had to prepare the house.
We had to prepare the house, and before he got home, because the first cancer treatment, he was hospitalized that Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Came home that Sunday,
and
had to sanitize, condition the house. And TJ and Josh were in elementary school, and TJ was Josh was in middle school, and TJ was in elementary school, and TJ was just a handful. And I just had a really bad breakdown at the house. And let me tell you, Josh came to me that morning when I just broke down, and TJ wasn't helping. And I didn't get at the time that my child was just having a breakdown because his dad had been diagnosed with cancer. And, this little boy couldn't handle it. And so we ended up.
And actually, Josh was about 12 at the time.
Yeah, I think he was in 7th grade. And just said, Mom, you need a hug. And just put his arms around him and started to pray. And Terrence was calling, are you coming to the hospital? When are you coming? When are you bringing the boys? And it was just so overwhelming. It was so overwhelming. And, I wanted to just pick up the phone and call his mom because they had been waiting on standby. Call my mom and say, I need you to come up. But God was telling me, you're going to experience some pressures in your life from all angles that won't just be personal. They'll be from other people. I have to build you in a different type of strength. And at the time, I didn't understand that my purpose would require that I become a strong woman, that I had to bear these infirmities and daggers and pressure from the outside. And this was really kind of from the outside. It was an unexpected that just changed our life, that we didn't know of all things it would be cancer.
Right. Of all things.
Of all things.
Never would have guessed it.
And to the hand of God,
not even
we're living in this big multi-million-dollar home.
6,000 square feet.
And struggling financially.
Had to clean it.
Someone offered, we had somebody who was our regular sitter for the boys. She was going to come that weekend. Honestly, guys, I couldn't even afford it. I had $100 to my name, to our name, till I got paid on Monday because I was a consultant and teaching part-time. So it's not like I was making a lot of good money, but this just shifted everything. I couldn't even afford for somebody to come and help me. And I didn't share.
And my business was shifting.
The business was already shifting in real estate. I hope this is not a devastation, but an encouragement to look, if you are aware of our life now and the beauty of God in it and the building of a church and the storms we've gone through, that this was encouraging you, because look at us. You wouldn't think we came out without a scratch. A scratch or a burn or any evidence of what God had delivered us out of.
And look here, I needed a lot of deliverance.
Oh, I didn't even. You got to tell that. So
Wait,
let me get out to the hospital first, and you got to go there.
Oh boy,
that's what we get. We're 3 minutes late. And let me tell you, that Sunday when we brought him home, he couldn't even use the same facilities that we use. We had like 7 bathrooms. It wasn't a problem. But he had to go in a separate area to sleep and to use the own restroom facilities for, I forgot how long it was, several days, because
for the entire time.
The toxins that they were treating him with we could not be exposed to.
Community cross-contamination.
So we use separate restrooms. And in that is an entirely different life context when God has to separate you for a season of what's going on with you to remove the toxins out of you, that it would not, impact and affect other people.
Right. And I didn't even want to sleep in the same bed, because it was so new to me, because I didn't know how they were describing how the toxin would come out of your system. Cheryl already is like super sensitive anyway. It's like if the wind blows, she's going to get sick or something. But it was a very, very, very trying time. And, I'm asking God, again, why is this now in the same year that we're planning on planting or launching the church? And he says, again, trust me, this is going to be used for my glory. And I'm going, okay, but you sure are taking a long way or hard way of doing it,
right.
Because I just didn't get it. I mean, again, as Cheryl said, on our anniversary, I'm getting this treatment. So I'm looking at a very long road ahead of me.
Right.
So, coming home, I'm already feeling bad, and I'm hearing, I know that, they're having to prepare the house, and they had to use organic
Everything was organic.
Yeah, everything organic. So I knew. So I'm like in my head,
bleach.
right? In my head, I'm like, all this money, we're already financially strapped, and I have 2 young boys there, and all this pressure. I know that. So Cheryl's a trooper. Cheryl, she's showing up and everything else, all perking, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, girl, I know you are a mess. And the boys that was, I didn't realize how strong the boys were, even though, as young as Josh was, Josh somehow jacked TJ up enough to get him, straighten him up to help.
Straighten him up and get him on board to help.
But again, TJ was so young, he wasn't getting the fullness of what was really going on.
Right. Well, I think he did, and I had to go to the school and
talk to the teachers.
Talk to the teacher and tell them, and they gave him coaching, and we had a family therapy session.
Mm-hmm.
I went to group support to be a caregiver. I didn't feel I needed it, but I did. And sometimes we don't feel we need help. And support. I wasn't even going to play around with that.
So during that time, I'm receiving my chemo. This is the way I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, receiving the chemo, I am getting all hooked up, and they had already given me a surgically put in the port for me to get my chemo. So I'm in there. I'm just laying in there. I'm joking with everybody. I'm looking at everybody who's in chemo, and I'm just being me. I'm making the staff laugh, making the other people laugh.
Just bringing joy to other people's lives.
Having old people all getting their stuff, and they're going,
Yeah.
So this was going on, and I think they were like, okay, you just got your first dose, your second dose, and I'm still.
It was every other Friday.
Yeah, and I'm still going, and in between. In between the treatments, we would have the meetings, because I could not be
to launch planning of the church.
Yeah, because this took months.
Right.
So
so in between,
So in between, I'm going. I'm planning it. So on the off weekends, having the meetings on that Saturday, and then on Sunday, I'm going to church as much as I could, and I'm getting these treatments to boost my immune system and whatnot. And at that time, I still had energy after the chemo at first. As things went on, I'm sitting in this chemo chair, and God is talking. Man, look, I don't know if you've been in this situation like this, but when God talked to you while you down, He's not saying, Terrence, let's have a chat. This man was like, look, your head is hard. Your ego, your head was hard. He's going down this list. He is going in. Every chemo session, he's going in on me, telling me my flaws, telling me my issues, telling me my character issues. He is going ham on me. I'm telling you, God wasn't playing. And I'm going through this, and I'm still being excited about, bringing, just being normal, being normal during my chemo. But at the same time, God is talking harsh, talking real rough. The same way I bring correction to people, He was bringing on the heat times 100, probably times the 1,000. And the thing is, it's like, because I was busying myself, and then He was talking to me, and then honestly, I was half listening. I was, doing Terrence.
He went through that season where
just doing Terrence.
Then he would have to get a booster shot. Like he went through chemo on Friday. So now, I would pick him up, drop him off. I would drive him. I didn't let him drive like that. Sometimes he would be stubborn and want to drive and go get his booster shot from the hospital. So you do the chemo on Friday. Saturday, he needed the booster shot. So this is every other week. One day I let him drive. And I was like, Terrence, you sure you should drive to go get your booster shot on a Saturday? Yeah. I'm feeling really good. I'm like, okay, we're in Mequon, so the hospital's not even 10 minutes away.
Right.
So I'm like, what is taking him so long? I mean, it doesn't even take 30 minutes for him to drive there and come back. Let me tell you, you're going through this mess, right? You're dying they're killing off cells in your body and getting this toxin and kill this to kill off these cells.
Which is crazy.
God is talking to you and you're going through this. You know what he does? This is why I have no patience with hard-headed people.
You draw what you want to.
I'm calling him. So I took the other vehicle and I'm driving. I'm like, maybe he got in an accident. Something happened on the way home. He's not answering his phone. I wish I just had some shades around me. So let me tell you what he does. I'm driving and I see this, at this time he had a blue BMW. I see this blue BMW with the top down shades. I said, this, I don't want to say what I was saying in my head, but it was the mo. I mean, profile and styling. Coming home. He didn't even see me on the road. Mm-mm. I'm like, Terrence.
In my own little world.
In his own world. Like, dude, you're dying.
But I'm getting chemo. I just came with the geek. I'm
already overwhelmed, stressed, trying to keep it together, pay the bills, work, make sure the boys still go to their practices, school, homework, and take this stuff off. And it's a beautiful Saturday day, and you decided to go style and drive. I called his dad.
Oh man!
I skipped all levels. I didn't go to his mama. I was like,
dude,
he's killing himself.
Oh my God!
He finally sits me down and says, Cheryl, do you know what it's like? I said, but you didn't call me. He goes, do you understand what it's like not to enjoy God's life of creation? I'm trying to hear this philosophical stuff. You needed to come right back because they're not even supposed to be exposed to people. He couldn't even be, we didn't go on any family vacations, no dells, no public
couldn't
facilities.
Do the yard,
nothing like that. And he's sitting up here telling me that do you know it is, you're confined from when you have been separated from people and I have not broken the laws. It's because of my own human physical penalties. And God is already dealing with him on these issues.
And I haven't really been telling her how God been dealing with
I just get the surface stuff. But in that, you're already in a tough situation and you don't listen and you make it tougher. I mean, honestly, and you're not, and I think we all do this. You're making it harder, and then the people who are supporting us and things or caring for us or trying to be our cheerleader, you're making it harder for them. You're hurting them. You're not seeing
you're not seeing
I'm
that. Because in my mind, I'm a father.
We gotta go.
We really gonna continue this next week. But in my mind, I'm a husband. I'm a father. Economically, I'm starting to feel like, oh gosh, now I really can't take care of my family because the business is already hidden, and I'm going through this treatment, and I don't have any sense of normalcy. It's like I felt that my manhood was being stripped away because everything was leaving. And then I got God just hammering me every time I'm taking my chemo. Now before, I'm like, okay, I'm getting the chemo, and because in my mind, I'm getting my chemo to get better. And then after a while, it was like, I ain't gonna take no chemo because he could be talking. And he was telling me, because I had to get you here because you weren't listening for years.
Yeah, and it's like, but it's so hurtful, you guys. It's so painful that you go through a process where you're become inconsiderate, and it's almost like abusive. Is that a hard word?
No, it wasn't. But I wasn't seeing it because in my mind, I'm doing something to make me feel better.
Because he was in there.
Yeah. between these ears. I was making decisions.
We still trying to figure out what's all
in my head.
We still don't know everything.
Because it made sense.
It made sense to him, and he's sitting there abusing our family.
And I didn't even see it as abuse.
Through emotion and through care and putting us to fear that you're making this worse. It was just so hard, and you're not being on the same page because it's all you're so selfish with it. It was just horrible.
But to me, it wasn't selfish. That I couldn't really explain what I was going through
right now.
I couldn't explain what I was going through because I didn't even really know. All I know, I was going through all these emotions. I've never, ever been in a situation like this at all. So this, I mean, when I say it's new, it was extremely new. And you're looking at a person who is such an independent thinker and could be, I mean, I can say it now. I couldn't even see it. I didn't see it then, selfish and everything else.
And all of those things were just all coming out all at once.
And God told me about my selfishness.
What do you mean? I'm not selfish. Out at once, and it was overbearing. It made the situation overwhelming. That there you are having this internal process and an external process, and here we are trying to do the best we can to live and keep. We had lost all sense of normalcy in our life. That's just what, Terrence. I think if we were to say it, what do you think? We lost all sense of normalcy and things that we kept trying to fight for the normalcy when God was tearing it apart and reconstructing everything. But
in my mind, I was seeing what they were going through. In my mind, I was helping because I was trying not to be a burden. So my driving myself.
Your help was hell. Let me just say that. We gotta go.
So I'm driving myself. I'm in a good mood. Even now, I'm like in some months with the chemo. I'm in. I was like, okay, good. I don't want to be a burden. And one of the stupid things. Oh gosh, we do have to go. One of the stupid things in my great wisdom and trying to help because I'm trying to fix stuff.
Trying to help.
And being that I had to use the bathroom I had to use was specifically only for me because all those toxins are coming out every time I use it or whatever the case is. So I'll clean my own bathroom.
And he wanted to clean his own bathroom.
And see, okay. And so I knew that if I told Cheryl what I was going to do, she's going to say no. So what I did,
hard head.
I waited till she went to the grocery store.
Yeah, because I'm working from home in our office suite.
So I'm taking my tired self. I'm going to do this to help the family. I'm going to do this.
And passed out on the bathroom floor. Now I got a passed out man that's weak on the bathroom floor. You see how your help get in the way? If you would just
sounded right
in your lane,
it sounded nice in my head.
And it just made such a mess in our
because I'm trying to help the family.
Let's just be real. Made a mess in our family. Made a mess in our marriage because you're just trying.
And I'm like, why are you mad? I'm trying to help.
To fix. Sometimes when we try to fix things and try to overcompensate.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. That's next week. This cancer thing kills off a lot of pride, a lot of procrastination. Cancer killed some things that were deadly in our family and deadly in our marriage. Hear me really clear. Deadly to our purpose, deadly to our future. But someone came to visit him. I remember when Maurice came to the hospital and said everything that we were going through was because we were getting ready to pastor. And God would help us with people that would come across our paths.
Right.
Now, some of them listen, some of them don't. When we say we get people being in their head and all that kind of stuff, and you lose concern and compassion that life is not your own. Your life is not your own. And that's really what happened. We had to both get out of selfishness to serve humanity. And that's the real.
Okay, and when God said that, you're going to attract your own. Now, in my mind, I knew how I was. But by that process, I began to know who I was. And he said, you're going to attract your own. I'm like, oh, Ishmael. This is not. I mean, I'm like, oh my god. Now I'm thinking that we're going to track my own after the process. Nah.
Yeah. But you know what? I hope this has been an amazing, wise moment for you, because here's the bottom line. Life is God will reconstruct, redesign, and helping people. In order to serve humanity, you must walk into the process of being broken into humility. And that's the greatness of this journey. So next week, we continue. You make it a great week. Dominate. Yeah. You'll dominate every day.
I'm going to be sharing some more stuff that he's told me.
Right. You're a winner.
Helping you.
Yeah.
Be a winner. God bless you.
Bless you.
Take care.